Hello, ladies. Hi. Yeah, I'm a bit late. In my defense, when I was in the bathroom and I saw something that needed cleaning, and I simply had to clean it. Like, I don't know about you, but if I see, like, I feel like when I see a thing that needs cleaning, if I don't clean it immediately, it will simply never be cleaned. So I simply had to be late. It definitely wasn't also poor time management that I was in the bathroom anyway. So, and I did you all a favor. I started this cutscene before, like, probably like 10 minutes ago, so that I could have it loaded up, so that we didn't have to watch the cutscene again. Although, I have made a fundamental mistake here that I think is going to bite me in the ass. So, I remember last time I played this, one thing I was thinking, and I don't think I said it out loud, but I think I should go into this fight with Riku instead of Auron. Because haste is more likely to work on Riku, and it means that I could get a little extra damage in from Riku, and it means I would probably get more turns before the boss's first turn. My only concern is I could do that now, but then we have to watch the cutscene. But is it worse to have to do the whole fight? I don't know. I truly do not know.
Final Fantasy X? More like grimy clams only than.
So real, so real. This game is full of grimy clams, and I've been saying that. And the grimiest clams were the Unalesca we fought along the way. Speaking of, what the fuck am I doing again? So, Titus casts Haste, Una casts Reflect. Okay. So, to start off, let's just pop a Reflect on Auron. Let's go with Hastegar. Oh, fuck. Because I put the Reflect on Auron, it put Haste on her. You know what? No. No. Thank you. I'm sorry, everyone. I made a silly mistake, and now we are all gonna have to watch the cutscene, but that was simply too bad. Like, that was awful. To put haste on her? That's maybe the worst thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah, let's try again. Oops. Oh no. Okay, so it's this one. 48 hours. 7 today. Yeah, cool. That's fine. I won! And that's why it's over so quickly. Okay, yeah, so let's pop Riku in place of Auron, and I think that's the optimal way to go into this. Anyway, I've also been experiencing stick drift with this controller, which is really annoying because I've had this for years. So that's probably why the stick drift, but you know, I have an emotional connection. This particular music makes me feel like I'm in some sort of audio overstimulation chamber. Would it help if instead of that music you had to watch this cutscene again? I fucking wish I could skip this cutscene. This is miserable. I feel like I need something else to do while this cutscene's on. Hold on.
Have you chosen the one to become your fate?
Blah, 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 blah.
Who will it be?
Might I ask something first?
What else can I do in the background?
Will sin come back even should I use the final summoning to...
Okay, I think I know what we're doing.
Sin is eternal.
Hold on.
Every aeon that defeats
Hold on.
becomes sin in its place. And thus is sin reborn.
So that's why Jack became Sin.
So that's why Jack became
Sin is
Sin.
an
Okay.
inevitable part of spirits.
What if we did Wordle?
It is never ending.
What if we did Wordle?
Never ending? But if we atone
Okay.
for our crimes, sin will stop.
How does
coming
everybody
back,
feel about
yeah?
doing a little bit of Wordle with me
Someday
briefly?
it'll be gone, yeah?
We all feel good about
Will
this,
humanity
right?
ever attain such purity?
This cannot be.
There we go. Let's just do
In a
this.
teaching state that we can exercise.
I'll mute the game for you all. You've not done yours yet? You better do it quick. I'm doing Wordle. I'm doing Wordle right now. Okay, what if I did connections instead? I'll do connections first instead then. Okay. So, bear in mind I can hear the game right now, so this is incredibly overwhelming. Wait, you haven't done connections either? Is that one you don't do? Can I do the mini? Surely you don't do the mini crossword. Who does the mini crossword? It's mainly me. I do the mini crossword. Yeah, that's okay. There we go. I knew I'd find something safe eventually. So, and you kind of still see the game. 3 across, turn up the heat. 5 across, like fair at a fair, fairly often. Oh my god, this is a really difficult one as well. A complete unknown. A rolling stone. Oh my god, witch's spell. Hex! I got 1. Okay, so I think a witch's spell is hex. I am struggling with this one. In your face assertive. Help with the dishes. Done again in a similar way. The F of TGIF abbreviated. Well, TGIF is Friday, so what? Friday? That feels like cheating. Fawn's mother is a doe. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. This is slightly filled out. The thing is, I normally do the New York Times mini crossword with Party, and Party is a lot better at them than me, so this is kind of embarrassing. Doing something again in a similar way, that would be like repetitive, or it ends with an X? I guess a witch's spell might not be a hex. It might be like a, like, I don't know. I don't know what else it would be if not a hex. Turn up the heat? But stuttered? Okay, this is annoying. Like, fair at a fair, fairly often. Oh, it could be like food, but... Or fried? And it's going for the idea that, like, food... The thing you would get at a fair is often fried food. This is rough. A complete unknown would be... No idea. Rolling Stone, I imagine this is someone who is in the Rolling Stones. However, I know nothing about the band, the Rolling Stones, and can't really do anything about this one. God, this is so rough. I don't know how I'm finding this more challenging than the boss fight, when the boss fight, I have a guide. Help with the dishes? I don't know. Done again in a similar way? God, this sucks. Okay, this is maybe the most difficult I have ever found. The mini. These are also rough, right? Done again in a similar way. There's not that many words that end in an X. So unless I'm so wrong about a hex. In your face... in your face assertiveness could be brash. Oh. Oops, it's game time. Game time now. Okay, now we have to play the game. Okay. Listen, when I inevitably lose, we will go back to the mini then. So, I can increase everybody's luck. Or, honestly, I could just immediately switch to Auron and get in a little bit of damage. That is already tempting. In fact, yep. I should always have Riku in the party because she just gets to go first. Always. See, that's like nearly 3,000 free damage. And all we had to suffer is the fact that Auron is blind now. That's fine. These things happen. Okay. Okay, now that Auron is blind, he's still gonna go first for... Okay, let's put it on Tidus, even. I probably should have just cured him of blindness. This is bad. I'm not doing very well today. Okay. So, her attack got rid of haste, but that just means that Asuna should get rid of darkness. Okay. If he attacks, he's just gonna get it put on him again, but whatever. These things happen. Oh, I will do Wordle, eventually. Today. It's on my list. On-screen celebration? I sure can. Actually, let's see if I can do this through the Twitch app, because I do not want to bring up the stream in my browser. Mobile is so difficult to navigate. This is rough. Okay. Yes, I can. I say that it won't give me the proper rewards on mobile. Wait. Nope, I'm gonna have to open it up on browser. You want that wacky guy? You want September? I can do that. I can do that easily. By easily, I do mean it'll take me a moment. But, you know, in many ways that is still pretty easy. I don't know if I have that little guy. Why don't I have that little guy? I don't have him. I know, I'm really sad. What's the next best thing? Surely there's like a purple little guy somewhere. Yeah, I can't find him. I'll give you Midna instead. Midna is probably the next best thing. There you go. Enjoy. And you can have her for free. Right. What is going on right now? How is everybody already ill and dying? Okay. Auron could do with darkness being taken off of him. And he's already not doing great for health. But that's okay. I'm gonna take an opportunity to cheer, actually. I think that stacks, like, a few times. Did I not give you Midna? Did it not show up on screen? I hope it did. I think it did. Okay, there we go. You don't think you've ever actually done Connections? Your brain hurts. Connections is fun. It's a little funky. It doesn't always work, but it's pretty good. Okay, no. I want Reflect on Auron. Giving you Midna for free. Oh, I see. I see. I see now how what I said could be misinterpreted to imply that I was going to take Midna from the world of Twilight Princess and be able to put her into your hands for free. Yeah, unfortunately I can't do that. I would if I could. I would if I could, but unfortunately for all of us, I cannot get Midna. I cannot obtain Midna in real life from the game Twilight Princess. I really wish that I could. Okay, I think Auron has Reflect on him now, so he can go in for the attack. There we go. Right, what else have we got going on? I might as well take the opportunity to heal Auron a bit more. I don't see any reason we shouldn't go into the second phase on completely full health. That's right, try and blind me. It simply won't work. What else? What does everyone have on them at the minute? Reflect and haste? Not actually many options right now for what I can do. I guess I could... Oh, I know what I could do. I think I can raise everybody's evasion without that getting reflected. Yeah, okay. It's only the spells. God, absorb does so much. Absorb is a scary amount of absorb. Also, I can't see the word blind now without thinking of the fucking, what is it? The two-day blinding stew. Like there was like a bit on TikTok a while about a stew that blinds you, and that is very rooted in my subconscious. I really hope that this is the only attempt I need on this. I'll be so upset. Well, this'll do it. She's only got like 4,000 health, but yeah, might as well kill her. Might as well make sure that she's dead. X A, left right A. Okay. That's what you get for biting your mother's hair. Exactly. You bite your mother's hair, you get the blinding stew. That is actually what she is doing. Unaleska is very mother when I bite her hair. Hitting me with blind. Okay, Hellbiter. Everybody's gonna be zombie now. This is the phase that's difficult. So... Okay, so let's think this through. So... This chapter, the IGN walkthrough recommends that I take off Reflect. Because if I have Reflect equipped, she'll use it to heal herself. But is that better than me taking damage? That's the question. Because zombie currently... I'm so tempted to leave Reflect on. At least for a bit and see how it goes. Yuna has haste and zombie. Titus is zombie and reflect. Orin is reflect only. So... maybe... because currently if she tries to do damage to Titus with Cure, it'll just reflect onto her and she'll heal. But if she tries to use Cure on Auron, it'll also reflect. So... I think... let's take Reflect off Auron for now. And let's see how that goes. I think this way as well, I can actually cure him a little before we go into this properly. Blinding Stew is a Game of Thrones reference from the Blinding Stew subplot from book 5. Really? I just assumed it was a TikTok original. Which is my bad, I guess. I should have never assumed that. Okay. Okay, yeah, so there's no reflect on Yuna, so that hurt her. Best bet now on Yuna would probably be Holy Water, because then regen heals her. She can then also use Cura. Honestly, probably just Cure on herself, although... I could also maybe do with raising everybody's defense a little bit. No, I'm not gonna bother because I think she, I think a physical attack from this boss gets rid of all, like, bonus effects. So my best bet is to just... probably to just use Cure on herself. Or a potion on Titus, but the only way to do that would be... Oh my god. I fucking hate this. I feel like I'm bouncing a million different thoughts right now. The only way to heal Titus would be to get rid of Zombie. But maybe it's better to just cure Yuna. Okay. And then just go with a standard attack. Okay. This boss is making some bad choices currently. It has regen on the 2 people that aren't zombified. I will take it. So it's just Titus who has zombie. Okay. So... it would be nice to cure him of that, because then I can heal him. So let's fix him up. Have you tried pushing her backwards into the big silly void? I think she'd hate that. I actually think she would use her her big hair as like wings, and I think she would simply fly back up. I only need 600 health restored, but you know what? I have these items to use them. Okay. Maybe it would be a good time for cheer. That raises defense as well. Okay, I always forget that. The connections in the fighter category is insane. Well, I'm sure at some point today we will have a break from a boss because I've done bad, and at that point we can have a good old look at that connections, and I'm sure it'll kick my ass. Maybe let's swap out for a bit. Maybe I can bring Waka in to just, I don't know, to just attack her, I guess. I'll take it. That's almost as much damage as Titus is doing. There we go, a little bit of overdrive. Okay. You applied for a silly job today! Hey, congrats! Hey, manifesting the best of luck for you. Manifesting, an interview and the interview is fun and you enjoy the whole process, and then you become an editorial operations assistant. I'm simply willing that into a state of existence. Please let me input metadata. Oh, you're going to be inputting so much metadata you won't even know what hit you. Cura. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. My plan worked. Because Titus has Reflect. She healed herself, but in this specific situation, that was actually preferable. Oh my god, I need his accuracy to increase because... Oh, shit, no. He has, he has... something wrong with him. Hold on. What's he got wrong with him? Zombie Reflect. Just Zombie and Reflect? Huh. Sorry, I was actually convinced for a second that, he had... Darkness. But he actually doesn't. I think that's just the zombie effect confusing me. I'm gonna input your metadata. Huh? Yeah, that's a scary threat. That's scarier than you would imagine. Okay. Okay. God, regen on Auron is doing the fucking work right now. Which is a shame, because he's about to become a zombie. Fuck out a special move where he's just weirdly aggressively racist to the targeted enemy. I do unfortunately think it would do a lot of damage. Not to the enemy though, just to me. Mainly to me. I'm gonna stay on Waka for a bit. I don't always need Yuna helping out. Ow, maybe I do actually. Maybe I do need Yuna. Ah! I nearly got the timing of that wrong. I would have cried. I'm kidding. I actually don't think this boss is gonna make me cry. I think it's just gonna make me, like, vaguely stressed. That's fine. That did more damage than I wanted it to. That's okay. Because then we swap out for Yuna. Okay. So, I think the main thing I need to do now is get rid of Zombie on Auron, because then regen will kick in. Okay. I can also then take the opportunity to... honestly, he's at way less than his main health. I'm gonna use an X potion. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna use Kira. Okay, that was good. That was good. Because then he's still using regen. Titus has zombie on him. We'll just leave that for now. That's okay. I'm legitimately so passionate about complete, accurate book metadata. It's so valuable and essential for a book's success. It's like one of the few things the job would be doing, but... Oh wait, yeah, it's one of the few things the job would be doing, but yes, you can get paid to do that. It's a real big part of entry-level editorial roles. It sounds interesting. I feel like it would be interesting to see what books come your way and what you're putting in. And then, like, if you get to do any kind of tracking of how successful it is. I think that sounds pretty cool. And it's a good thing that the job you're going for has that, because I feel like you could very easily and passionately talk about that trash. Reflect and zombie. Let's get rid of zombie. Because I could do with healing Titus. He's running a little low at the minute on the old health-a-rooney. Yeah, okay. Oh, fuck! Ah! I forgot that I needed to use an item. I'm actually so upset with myself. I should have remembered. I actually should have remembered, and I'm so upset that I forgot. I'm actually so upset that I forgot. I cannot explain how angry with myself I am that I forgot. I even knew that. I had in my head, I was like, I need to make sure that I use the item. And then I just didn't. And now he's zombified. Oh my god. This is annoying. Okay. Here's the plan. Here's the plan. I'm gonna remove zombie from Titus again. And then he's going to use an item on himself to heal himself. Okay. Then honestly, I think I'm better putting another high potion into Titus than I am healing Yuna. Because I think the next boss's turn will just kill Yuna, and I need to just accept that that's gonna happen. Okay. It didn't, but that's actually more concerning. Okay, okay. Holy water on Yuna. This is fine. I wonder if you shaved her head, Yuna could be slightly more powerless. I mean, I think it would take away a good 40% of her entire body mass, so... I imagine so. Okay. Cura on herself should be fine. She doesn't have Reflect on. Yeah. The only downside is I really, really need this boss to use Hellbiter, like, right now. Yes! Okay. Because she's close to, like, low health. So I could really do with just killing her, to be completely honest. Waka might be a good bet, because he's actually zombified as well. There we go. That's fine. Auron is not looking as good, but this is okay. Because now she's in big scary lady mode. Cool. Hoping and praying that because it's editorial operations assistant rather than just editorial, less people will apply. It honestly might put some people off. And I feel like with something like this, Trash, once you're in, you're in. So even if, like, the operations side of thing is, at the beginning, less interesting, I'm sure it'll massively help in the long run. And still be interesting in the meanwhile. Okay, okay, wait, what does the guide say about this phase? Because this is the last one. She uses Megadeth. Keep at least one person in zombie mode. Okay. I might keep Auron in zombie mode. But I'm going to take the opportunity to heal him now. Because he's not doing so hot and I could do with that regen kicking in. Okay. That's fine. Oh, bad timing for Hellbiter! And it worked as well. That's so annoying. You should fistfight the other applicants. It's gotta go down well in all circles. Okay. I'm healing Auron again. And then I'm gonna heal him to full. Yeah, I am. Amazing. Lovely. And then what am I gonna do? Then I'm gonna switch in Titus. And I'm just gonna do an attack. Just in case she uses Megadeth now. Which is possible. Okay, just Hellbiter. Hydrate or Dihydrate? There's like a tiny bit of water in here. I will have it. But the first chance I get, I will go get some water because I am probably a bit dehydrated. Let's switch out with... Oh, fuck, no. I'm not going to switch out. I'm sticking with... Oh, fuck. What am I going to do here? I think I'm gonna switch in Riku. And do that. Because why not? I am a little paranoid about having only one person that's zombified though, so I'm also going to switch Waka back in. Which isn't great. Because he's not on a lot of health, but I feel Megadeth coming up. Oh, shit. That's gonna kill Waka. Oh, it didn't? Okay. That's shocking. Okay, new plan. We bring Yuna back. And... we cure her of zombie. That missed? I didn't know that could happen. That's not cool. Why would that have missed? I'm trying again. Okay. And then I'm gonna switch in Auron. Oh, fuck. He's not zombified either. That's annoying. I'm gonna keep Whacker, just in case. And I'm gonna take the opportunity to heal Yuna a bit. But not a lot, just in case. Best case scenario, she stays alive into this next bit. Okay. It is so fucking difficult balancing keeping them zombified with keeping them alive. I think I need to just actually take a couple turns to just build up everyone's health a bit. Okay, I'm gonna start with Titus. But the only downside about this is it's such a waste of my turns if she kills me, you know? Okay. Fuck it, let's try this. Now would be a bad time for Megadeth. The balancing is cool. I feel like this is a more fun, difficult boss fight than anything I've done so far. It's just, it's been, how do I put this? It's kind of been exceptionally difficult. Oh wait, hold on. Do I have Mega Phoenix? I do. It's gonna kill Yuna, but genuinely worth it. Okay. Yep, okay. All is good. Lit. Yeah, the balancing is good. It's just, like, exceptionally scary. Because it is constantly on the narrow cusp of being incredibly difficult. Yeah. I don't always feel, like, I feel mostly in control of how bad a spot I'm in. But I guess it's the kind of thing where it's like, I can control how bad a spot I'm in. But by controlling how bad a spot I'm in, I am probably extending the boss fight even more. And I guess that's the part that's challenging, is I can generally keep everybody pretty decently healthy, but by doing so, I like put myself in a position where the boss fight's gonna take a million years. Let's hit her with Thundaga, why not? Okay, that did a decent amount of damage. It's patience, the fight. It really is. Because she does so little damage, I just need to always be ready to, like, anticipate what she's gonna do. Confusion is also really annoying. But she put regen on Lulu, I'll take it. Honestly, let's just Phoenix down Auron. Let's just bring him back. Oh, fuck. Okay. Titus is zombified, so this is fine. But not great timing. Because Titus is confused! God damn it! Titus, thank you. Thanks, buddy. Okay. Fuck. I'm gonna go with Phoenix down on Auron. Because Mega Phoenix isn't necessarily... Mega Phoenix will have the same outcome. And I'm beginning to realize that does not necessarily make it better. Let's take an opportunity to heal Auron. Because he's not zombified for once. But he's about to be. Cool. Okay. Titus is always confused. Yeah. The difference between Titus normally and Titus right now is not as much as a person would like to normally believe. Okay. At least I get to bring Bahamut in. That's cool. That was good timing for Yuna's overdrive. Not great that Yuna is on such low health, but is the only one zombified, and the third character is down. But not really much I can do about that right now. Not really much I can do. I probably could have just waited to use this overdrive, but I'm maybe a little impatient. Oops. Okay, sure. Mind Blast. That'll probably do about 1,000 damage. Or less? Oh, yeah, but then she just uses Absorb until my summon is dead. Yeah, cool. I might just attack. Yeah, that was worth it. Because then even if she absorbs this much health, like, whatever. Enjoy your 1,183, queen. Oh, she got a bit more than that somehow. Somehow she took more health than I had? Oh, I just saw the big things for the job would be general admin, metadata, keeping track of contract details. So you're just gonna be like, hey, I have 2 degrees. I'm very passionate about book metadata and I've studied contracts and I'm familiar with the usual clauses. Honestly, I don't see how you could be anything less than a shoo-in for the job, Trash. Like, you've got everything in place, you know? Is Titus zombified? Yes, hell yeah. Let's bring Lulu back. Probably to get downed again, but I always need the option. Okay. Okay. Not the best option here. Not great. That's gonna kill Yuna. Or it didn't? Okay. It didn't, but I really need to take the opportunity to... Honestly, to heal Lulu. What, I'm just gonna say high potion on Lulu because she's the only one not zombified. Okay. I'm gonna switch Yuna out for Auron to attack. Okay. And then Lulu's confused. Hellbiter, this is good timing. Might kill Titus, but that's not the end of the world. How much health does she have? She has the same amount of health as her first phase. And looking at everybody, looking at everybody's health in that menu is like so alarming. Okay, I'm gonna take a bet. I'm gonna take a risk that she's about to use Megadeth. It feels like it's time, you know? Oh my god, thank god. I fucking knew she would do this. Cool. Okay, and then I'm gonna... No, then I'm gonna... Then I'm gonna... switch in Yuna. I'm gonna use life on Auron. I'm then gonna use... Lulu might just attack, honestly. Yeah. I'm just gonna use Thundaga. Okay. My logic is I feel like whatever she does next is probably going to kill Yuna. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking if I heal Yuna of zombie, Yuna will die. So that wasn't great. That was really very not great, actually. But that's fine, because we have Mega Phoenix, which will kill Auron. We have Phoenix Down, which will bring back Yuna. This is rough. I don't feel very in control of how bad a position I'm in right now. Right now, I feel very not in control. Like, what do I even do? That's what I do, I think. Heal Yuna. Hellbiter will probably turn into a zombie, which is good. Because then... Okay. Then we bring back Lulu. There we go. Yay! Okay. Great, now Auron's at overdrive. Which is nice. And everyone other than Lulu is zombified. Makes me wish I hadn't used the Phoenix Down on her. Oh, well, I used life, didn't I? That's better. Only thing I'm lacking is office work experience, but I don't want to have to look at applying for generic office jobs, I can't lie. Yeah, and I think you have an impressive enough resume that I think you can get away without office experience. And I think, honestly, I think for you, it's just as long as you get an interview, I think you'll shine. Like, I think the second they sit you down and talk to you, they'll be like, oh, hell yeah. But I really do think that your resume is, like, baseline impressive enough. I think you've got a shot, definitely. It's my son and daughter, Unititis Riku, There's later on Kamari Lulu. He's here, I guess. Waka. Waka is barely here. Okay. Okay, Y, B, X, A, left, right, A. 5,000? That's fine. That's an amount of health that I feel safe and happy about. Everyone is zombified at the minute. That's an awful idea. I'm not going to do that. Right, let's keep Yuna in. God, I really don't know. Not eye drops. Has anyone got regen on? No. I'm gonna heal Auron. Or not! It's this position. It's when I can't, like, heal everyone that this is at its worst. Okay. Then Yuna can heal herself. Okay. Mind Blast is gonna do significant damage to everyone, unfortunately. Okay. I might even just heal her again. It seems silly, but it really matters to me that at least one person is at full health. That's fine. That's okay. Okay, here we go. Then we Phoenix down Auron. For some reason... Why is Mega Death the thing that happens now? Okay, cool. This is fine. I don't even care. Lulu, please recover from being confused right now. No, okay. It's over. This is gonna kill her. No, this is gonna kill her. Jesus Christ, this fight. maybe does upset me, actually. Maybe I am actually upset. Okay, let's just exit this menu as quick as possible. That was 50 minutes, and I got so close. I don't think I can do this. Oh, shoot. I accidentally opened up the bar thing. Okay. I genuinely don't know what to do. I don't think I can do it. I think based on how close to the end I'm getting before it kills me, I actually think I can't do it. I think this probably, I don't, or at the very least, and actually, okay, I'm gonna go get some water because I am due a hydrate, and I think if I tried to string words together right now, I will cry. So I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. That was my 3rd full attempt at that. Technically my 4th if you count the one from the beginning of the stream, but I don't count that because that was so bad and only lasted like 10 seconds. So what I'm thinking is 2 of those 3 attempts, per attempt I made less, like increasingly less silly mistakes. Like in that first one, I definitely, like silly mistakes being trying to use Cura on a character with Reflect. Like stuff like that. I think I only did like 2 or 3 silly mistakes in that attempt just now. Generally, I feel like I was doing as good a try that I could do. And that last attempt got her down to like, I want to say that probably got her down to like 12,000 health. I think the attempt before that I did last time I streamed, when I was running out of time for my train, I think I got her down to a very similar amount of health. So I think I have genuinely hit the cap of how good I can do just doing the same things. Like, I don't think if I tried again just as is, it would work. So, I do think I'm gonna have to grind for levels a little bit, but I also cannot express enough how much that pisses me off. I find level grinding in this game incredibly boring. I'm also faintly concerned. Are there any ways to heal with zombie? Good question. Let's give that a Google. Because what would be nice would be if there was like a holy water. Yeah, using like holy water on everyone. So okay. Okay. So I'm Googling it, and from the sounds of it, the only ways that I could avoid this would be to equip Element Eater armor or drain HP from zombie-inflicted targets. So it sounds like if you use drain, which normally takes away health on a zombie, you actually heal them?
Zombie, 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 a.
Famous song. Famous song I wish I was listening to instead of doing this boss fight for a fourth time. Someone else has suggested just kill the character and use a Phoenix down. This person has said I would stick to throwing Phoenix downs whenever someone dies. Don't worry about healing apart from that. It's possible that all your characters could die at the same time, but it's unlikely. If you think it might happen, switch in someone with high HP. Might be better off with Confuse Ward. Okay. So... okay, I get what they're saying. I hear what they're putting down. So... Confuse Ward could be really good on Tidus. It's just annoying because that will, because of how I've got the weapons, if I equip that, I'm reducing his health. And I don't know how worth it that is. But Confuse is particularly annoying, so it could be worthwhile. It was also Lulu that got particularly got by Confuse in the end. I could put on... HP plus 20 is so much better though. God damn it! I just don't want to sacrifice things that reduce HP. But I really could do... Confuse really did screw me over there in the end. Put in some silly wacky music where you do this. That could be a good idea. But I'll be honest, I hate level grinding so much. I don't know how much it will help. Like this will mainly be for you. This will mainly be for the people. There we go.
Breaking.
Sorry, I've got to sit through an ad first because YouTube is full of hate. Almost as much hate as me currently. But not quite. There we go. I was wrong, this does help. This helps a little. I just feel like there's got to be better options than be stronger, because ultimately this fight seems like a status management fight rather than tanking health. Yeah. Mainly, it's just a lot of the attacks do steadily altogether reduce health. And I don't want to do too much use of Phoenix Downs, but okay, maybe what we do is we put Confuse Wards on a couple of people. It's just annoying because all of my Confuse Ward things, like, that's the only thing they do, basically. She doesn't even have one. Does Kimari? Nope. Confuse Ward would be really, really good. Okay, maybe I'll put Confuse Ward on the Blessed Bracer. Hopefully. I wish there was a quicker way to scroll through this menu. Can I even put Confuse Ward on it? I can't! I don't have enough of the musk! That's so annoying! Okay. So basically, the only way I have Confuse Ward on people is if they have one of them already. That's fine. That's okay. What else can we do? Death, then Phoenix down. Or it sounds silly, but a way to inflict a zombie on the party. Yeah, no, I get what you mean, because there's been times where I've been reliant on the boss inflicting zombie. I'm so reluctant to just go again. I don't have enough of the musk, that's so annoying. No, don't quote me on saying that. That's not a thing I want to be associated with. Okay, I'll save this as like a different save slot because I've got slightly weirder loadout. Okay. Maybe Waka goes in first. No, it's gotta be Riku, because then I just get a free turn. Okay. I'm going to do something potentially... Okay. I'm going to mute the game so we can listen to Monkey Spinning Monkeys. And then... I'm gonna give this one more try. Because I think no matter what I do, I think if I try and use some of those different like methods, it might work this time around. But for now, let's just go back to this. So, turn up the heat. I don't actually know. So maybe I will also not do this. And I will do... Let's do the Wordle. I like to play Wordle by using the first word being something decently related to what I'm currently doing. So... Boss fight. I guess just fight. This is so upsetting. Okay, well I guess it's none of those letters. I tried place. I'm not gonna get this in 4. There is no way I'm getting this one in 4. Okay. So... It could be like... something. Alarm. I spelled alarm wrong. And it can't be that. That's so annoying. You forgot what it even was. Okay. So it can't be AL, but it could be LA. It could be... I'm so much worse at these when I'm the one doing them. I don't really have much of a technique with Wordle. Other than kind of just throwing shit at the wall. I hope it's not LA. No one should suffer LA. I feel like it would be quite annoying if that was it. Okay, well apparently it's not enough letters. I guess it could be It could be routes, like the Pokemon. Or it could be rally. Yeah, sure, why not? No, that was worth a bet though. Yeah, I take a very holistic approach to Wordle, I think. I think most of my Wordle attempts involve just kind of like vague word association. Also, ow! This is hurting my ear. Right. This narrows it down a bit. Who's trying to limit vowels said threateningly. Trash wants a world without vowels. Trash wants to just be trush. Something. That's an F anyway. Something. Drowl. It can't be crawl. Or like. I guess it could be like. Brawler. Broal. That's close to being a word. It doesn't help that, like, I'm getting the keyboard wrong. Mini Corvus. Trish wants to just be Trish. Oh, wait. The cutscene might... Oh, no, the cutscene's still going. I'm never good at these. I also tend to do Wordle in the morning, not with Kevin MacLeod's monkey spinning monkeys playing in the background, and I gotta say, it's more conducive to thinking. Oh! That's a word. That wasn't too bad, actually. I think I got very lucky there. I feel like I just started typing and that's what happened. In 4, hell yeah. So, I mean, that seems to be the average here, at least. I'll take it. What's going on with connections anyway? Let's have a look. So what we got? Crowd, Score, Mamba, Engine, Boa, Simba, Katy Perry. Well, I mean... There's some obvious connections here that I don't like. Specifically the connections being Lion King, I should specify. I feel like there's going to be something annoying tying together these words. Actually, a scar, a scratch, a scrape. Are there any other injury-related words? I guess not. A boa, like the snake? Oh. We have to do the game now. It's the actual game time. Right, so what was I doing? I was switching in for Auron. Auron was just doing an attack, but then he gets blinded. So, actually, in an ideal world, maybe what I would do is swap in someone else who still has... Maybe I'll just keep Riku and let's raise everybody's luck. I don't know if having higher luck will be helpful in this fight, but sometimes that's what you need. Okay. Sure. Then we can switch in... No, we still can't switch in Auron. This is so annoying. Maybe I will switch in Lulu just to raise magic and magic defense. Katy Perry weirdly waggling a daisy in the camera with the literal planet Earth in the background is truly a sight to behold. Yeah, I don't want to think about the fact that Katy Perry went to space. Why Katy Perry, you know? Like, of all people. Why space? Why Katy Perry? These are the questions that I've been asking. And I'm yet to have an answer. See, now this is really annoying. What if I switch in for Auron? I just don't want him to be blinded. It's like, what's the point? Maybe I'll just guard for his turn. There we go. That was slightly harder without the noise, actually, if you can believe. Nice, okay. Katy Perry holding an incredibly blurry butterfly set list. I forget that Katy Perry exists most of the time. Most of the time, if you told me Katy Perry is real and exists, I'd be like, huh? What are you talking about? Who's that? What are you saying? Okay. E.T. realness. Yeah, and then unfortunately, no, that was gonna be, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I don't know enough about the Katy Perry space thing to, like, mentally contribute. Like, I think the other day I went on TikTok and found out she was in space, and that was everything. That was the whole shebang. That was the whole deal. That's right, blind whacker. I don't care. I'll care later, but right now I don't care. He can be blind. I don't care. Okay. That's annoying. Oren's actually taken a lot of damage by now. Okay, I'm just gonna try and do this attempt as fast as I physically can. And let's take the approach of just do a ton of damage, don't do any healing, and we just burn through some Phoenix Downs. Let's just make it through this as alive as possible. I am gonna heal Oren now though, because like I don't know if Waka can actually do anything else right now. That's annoying. He might be able to hit her? I don't see how that missed. He was throwing a ball and she's a decently large target. Counter target was kind of pulling its weight there. I love skin, that's a good one. And like 1.5 years old. I love when an old quote comes up that I am completely baffled by the context of. Okay. Jeez, that's annoying. He has Reflect on him though, so I can only use high potions at the minute. That's fine. I don't even care. I care a bit. I care a bit. The music really is helping me though, I have to say. I'm just gonna use another high potion. Why not? I'm trying to think of October 2023, but I have nothing. I can't remember what I was doing in October 2023 either. Like game-wise. Could have been Resident Evil? Could have been anything. That one's gonna be fun in a year. What, seeing I love when an old quote comes up that I'm completely baffled by the context of? It will have come right back full circle. Which is silly. Okay, well annoyingly I need Waka to not be blinded. Zombie and protect. I don't even think he is blinded anymore. Huh. Well maybe in that case he can just increase everybody's aim. It'll come in handy. Why not? That's fine. Oh. Fuck. Now she has regen on herself. Shit. I need to do something about that. Okay, let's bring in Yuna. Yuna can do something about that. We can cast a good old Dispel on her. There we go. I guess that's the downside of Reflect. YXBA. Blah, blah, blah. 5,000 damage is good. I'll take it. Why not? Sure. It feels so scary not healing, but let's just not heal and just do this as fast as we physically can. The only downside is it's gonna mean that Yuna's stats don't really build very fast, but maybe that's fine. Like her overdrive. How'd you say the incorrect button order out loud but still get it right? Because my brain and my hands are as physically disconnected as two things can be, is the simple answer. It's why I get my lefts and rights wrong verbally, even though I always know what I mean, you know? I know what I'm saying. I know what I mean. It just doesn't tend to actually come out that way a lot of the time. Fuck it. I've got 96 grenades. I might as well just start throwing them. They do nothing, though. They do so little. Okay, they do little, but because Riku is still hasted and was just healed, it's kind of death by a million tiny little cuts, but it's doing something. How many times do you think you said the word Yuna in these streams altogether by now? Oh, easily a billion. Easily exactly a billion times. Still on this boss? Yeah, and I really wish I wasn't. It's actually, I've not actually had that many attempts at it than you'd think, right? It's just that each one has taken me an embarrassingly long time. So this is only my 4th actual attempt. When I started the stream today, I had an attempt. It's just, it doesn't count because as soon as I loaded into the boss, I made a mistake so bad that I closed the game. So this is only my 4th try. Silent Hill in Q4. If it helps, Bright, what I've been thinking recently is that I've accepted that I am too bad at this game to beat it as quick as I want it to. I was originally hoping end of March, and then I was hoping end of April. And both of those predictions were made before any of the last few boss fights. And all of the last, like, couple boss fights have kicked my ass so thoroughly that I frequently think about just quitting playing this game completely. But I don't want to, because I like the story. I'm just fed up of this. So what I've been thinking is, I can't just play this game because I think it will just be fatiguing for all of us if the only thing I do for the next 2 months is boss fights in this game. So instead, maybe every other stream I will play this game. And every other stream I will maybe do something else. So either Silent Hill or just like a game that I can finish in like a stream. With the goal basically being to just add a little bit of variety. Honestly, fuck it. I'm just gonna keep attacking. I'd say do Silent Hill after you've actually wrapped it up. Yeah, but it's gonna take me so long. I really can't stress that enough. Like, this is the last boss of chapter 12. And I think there's like 6 bosses in chapter 13. Would you say the Unlands fight's harder than the Sanctuary Keeper fight you were stuck on before? I was just tuning in, so not sure how you've been doing. That's a fair question. You know, up until like 20 minutes ago, I would have said that this one's easier. Oh fuck, it has regen on it and I didn't even notice. That's annoying. I guess that's the downside of doing this attempt by just like kind of forcibly zoning out a bit. Is that she's been healing herself a lot. Okay. Yeah, I would say Sanctuary Keeper felt harder in the moment. But overall, I think once I got the guide down with Sanctuary Keeper, like once I checked a guide and I was just doing what it wanted, it wasn't bad. I think when I was doing it blind and trying to like piece things together as I went, it was difficult. But the second that I looked at a guide for Sanctuary Keeper, it was okay. Oh my god, I need to dispel fucking everyone. There's there's like a weird amount of randomness that I didn't expect, where I feel like some attempts of this, she really focuses on like the healing item, the healing spells, which can really fuck me up if I have Reflect on. And sometimes she just doesn't bother. But yeah, so I would say this fight has felt easier, but I think that's because I've gone into it from the very beginning using the guide. It's just that... So using the guide made the actual steps of it feel easier, but ultimately using the guide just means that I feel like I'm doing everything as correct as I can, and I'm still losing, you know? So I think this is actually harder, because it feels like if I don't make every correct choice as often as I can, that it just goes, like, terribly wrong. Okay, let's bring Titus back. I just mean pick up a different game to do in between Final Fantasy X streams. So, I get what you're saying then. So you mean that, like, it would be better to just kind of... The Silent Hill 2 remake experience would be better if I just focus it all together rather than splitting it out. Yeah, I get that. But, like, if I want to finish this game on stream, I really mean it. The only way I do that, like, even with the guide, I genuinely don't see how I could beat this game quicker than in maybe, like, 2 months. I think I was feeling ambitious, though, like, I don't remember when I streamed that I think I was like, oh, I think I could beat this in, like, 4 streams, assuming I can do, like, 2 boss fights per stream. But, oh, fuck, I need to take that off of him so badly. In fact, I'm doing that now. Yeah, that was before I realized that this, like, I think I had it in my head that the main issue was that I wasn't using the guides. But this is me using a guide. And it's going terribly. This attempt, admittedly, I feel like I'm doing some slightly weirder stuff. So that's partly why it's going terribly. Because of a couple funky choices. So you can't lie, from my perspective, I don't feel like you've got your ass kicked that badly. They've just been reasonably challenging bosses. Yeah. I guess maybe it's just because, like, if I was just playing this, like, on my own, and... There we go, I want Reflect gone. So if I was just playing this game on my own, with, like, I don't know, with, like, a YouTube video on in the background, and I didn't feel any urgency to play anything else. Like, I was just playing this on my own, YouTube video in the background. I had lots of free time. I didn't feel any urgency to move on to any other game. Then I would totally agree, Trash. I would say that, like, at the end of the day, I think this is just a game where boss fights are supposed to take you quite, like, a few tries. And I think the amount of tries they're actually taking me isn't too horrendous. I think it's just that because they're long boss fights as is, and the way that I'm playing them by streaming them means that I talk through them, I take pauses, it means that, like, maybe a 20-minute boss fight on my own is taking me, like, double the amount of time. So I guess even though on paper they've not been kicking my ass, they've just been challenging, they feel like they've been kicking my ass because I just feel so hurried to move on from this game. Like, not like as an external pressure, that's not, it's a very internal, I am making, like, I feel myself feel hurried. And it's basically just because I've been playing this since October on stream. I don't want to be the kind of streamer that only plays one game, you know? I like playing a variety of games. I like being, you know, a variety streamer, I guess. So it feels frustrating that, like, at the rate I'm going, it feels like there will have been maybe a year-long period where this is all I played, and that to me is upsetting. Oh, that's nice. I get an overdrive. I guess that's the upside of mainly attacking, right? Is if I have everyone set to a mode where they get overdrive increases from attacking and everyone's attacking, well, there you go, I guess. Not the best position to be going into the final phase, and I can't remember off the top of my head if anyone's a zombie, but I guess we'll see! At no point do I feel like you've done an unreasonable amount of attempts at anything. I feel like the challenge is coming from perception of urgency to finish the game. Yeah, no, it totally is! Oh my god, I don't think anyone's zombied. Oh my god, it's just Titus. That's a little silly. Yeah! Hold on, no, I need the music. I took the music out instinctively, but I actually think monkey spinning monkeys is helpful. Considering I usually plan to read in background during streams, the fights, even when repeated, are too engaging for me to pay attention. Hey, that's fair. I think maybe it's because they're so tense. And because this batch in particular feels very tense and also very close. Okay. So, on one hand, I feel like that maybe wasn't a good faith attempt at what I was trying. So, what I was trying there was to just really focus in on doing damage and not healing, and only using, like, reviving characters as a way to heal. But I don't think I did it in good faith, because I think because I was distracted, I kept Reflect up for way longer than I should, which means that I think I healed her. I actively got the boss healed several times. I also think that keeping characters as zombie and not healing them and letting them die is something that only really works in the final phase. I actually think in the first two phases, it doesn't quite work. However, so the way I see it, I have two options now. I either do that boss again, and I think it's pretty obvious that I find that quite upsetting. God damn it! I wish I could be like a normal gamer and be like throwing shit at the wall right now. I wish I could be healthy and express my emotions through anger. I'm so upset that I'm not like throwing things. I don't think I've thrown a thing in anger since I was like 12. And I'm kind of manifesting that right now. I think it would be nice. Yeah, I think I need to just do the same thing I've been doing for the first two. Monkey spinning monkeys has circled back round to making me sad. I need 5 embarrassing minutes. And then I will be back. Okay, I'm back. And it doesn't sound it, but I do genuinely feel better. Like, that really is my equivalent of like a little bit of a cathartic, throwing things / apparently biting things. However, I cannot turn webcam back on because I am so red. Like, all of my face is the most red and gross looking that I think a face has ever been. So, I think probably for the rest of today, I'm very much going to go back to the old days and I'm going to mentally pretend that this is a Hollow Knight stream in like March of 2020 and that I am simply playing and nobody can see how red I am. I actually have reached peak Tumblr Sona, unironically. My nose in particular is so red. It's like the parts of me that have gone red are my nose and my cheeks, and then everything else has gone really pale. Through a soft toy or a pillow. I'll feel bad. The only soft toys I have right now, I have my Hollow Knight and my Hornet plushes, and I can't throw them. They didn't do anything to deserve that. They deserve better than that. It's basically during the Ursula fighting Kingdom Hearts 1 Proud mode. That's fair. I imagine that's rough. I found Kingdom Hearts plenty difficult on normal. Mikan's Ridley and Metroid Dread was a mess. Yeah. Yeah. This is my version of being a mess about it. Yeah, I mostly feel good right now. I do feel like I've had a little bit of catharsis. And I'm pretty determined that I am gonna alternate games from here on out. Because I do think part of why I feel so sensitive recently to this game is because it's the only thing I do on stream. Like, for months, the only thing I've played is this game, and I've really enjoyed it, but I'm enjoying the story, and I'm ready to move on, and it's very frustrating that every time I stream, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I'm either grinding for levels, or I'm doing my 5th attempt at a boss fight, and yeah. Python 3 and Hollow Knight, can't lie. Fighting things is so great. I kind of get it. I kind of get it. Like, I think I definitely feel more emotionally broken from this part of the game. Maybe even than angry. Because I do feel like it's eliciting, like, a very defeated response. Can you roleplay as if it's the year 2020? I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if that's a world situation. How much damage does he do with a normal attack? You might be playing the game on hard mode. Oh, Tom, that's a nice thing to say. I don't know how I would find that out, but I am so confident I am in whatever the easiest difficulty mode is. Because there is no way when I was, like playing this game for the first time that I put myself on anything other than easy mode. Go to Sphere and check out his strength. I will do. Okay, no, I think I did pick normal because if I remember right, normal is what locks away some of the upgrades. I think it would be abilities, right? No, not abilities. Status? Yeah, there we go. His strength is 42 at the minute. And like, aside from Auron, that is easily the highest. Like, he's honestly in a pretty good position. Yeah, the only other thing I've seen as a recommendation is to send everyone into the fight with full overdrive. And obviously it's only Tidus that goes into this fight with full overdrive. So, yeah. So I think, first of all, to mentally cope with this, I need to just accept the fact that, like, if each boss fight from here on out takes me, like, I don't know, let's be ambitious, takes me between 3 and 6 attempts, then that means that's probably, God, that's probably a stream per boss fight. And that actually is ambitious because, like, I'm talking as if I've beaten this boss this stream. Like, I think this boss fight's probably going to take me into a 3rd stream. Which is so rough. But it does sound like, Tom's saying, looks like I'm a bit underleveled, these fights are going to be tough. Okay. Okay. That sounds about right. That is what I was thinking could be the case. I think the answer is that I have to grind for levels. Which I also hate doing. And I'm sure what you're thinking at this point is, Mello, you hate boss fights, you hate grinding for levels. What do you like about this game? The answer is, like, everything else. What's that? Does that get me out? Is that like a quick exit? Dome area? I'm gonna leave that alone. I think the quickest way to grind in this game is something I can't do. As far as I'm aware, there's like there was like an area, do you remember when I was in the big, like, plains area? There's a guy you can find that says, like, hey, if you go and catch every, like, enemy, then I'll give you big rewards and you can sort of fight against them in, like, a training thing. And I think the answer is that, unfortunately. Which is upsetting. Oh, training areas for endgame, really? Do you have any... Sorry to put this all on you, Tom, so don't worry if not, but, like, are there any, like, good ways to grind? Or is it to just kind of do what I'm doing, which is just go wander off and do a little bit of level grinding? So Bright say it definitely sounds like it's causing a bit more of a negative than a positive. I actually because I actually don't know what that was in reference to, but I agree. Just in general, the boss fights in this game recently have been, I don't know, they are on their own good. Like, outside of the context of how long they are taking me, I genuinely enjoy them. It's just, I wish I could enjoy them in that context and not feel so, like, trapped in how much I want to move on. Let's just do a little bit of grinding. Why not? Xanacan in general gives okay XP, you just need to run around and grind a bit. Is that okay before Xanacan was quite good? Okay, so kind of just where I am, really. Sounds like it would be decent. Which is kind of what I thought. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of level grinding. I feel like it's maybe more of a thing of older games. I think a lot of games nowadays don't really ask of you to grind for levels. I feel like it's not necessarily a guarantee, but I feel like a lot of games nowadays kind of balance so that as long as you're doing what's required of you, you kind of get all of the experience you need. But I have found in this game, as it's gone on, that even though I've generally been doing just fights as they come up, it's not, increasingly, it's not felt like enough, I guess. Like, earlier in the game, just doing the game felt like it was enough to, like, I don't know, like, it felt like I was then getting characters at a good enough pace for where they were needed, and it's just no more. And no more have I been able to do that. At least doing the stream build up overdrive as well. Yeah, actually, that's why I'm not spending it. It's also why I'm gonna switch formation for a couple of people. Because if I can use this as an opportunity to build overdrive so that I can go in with full overdrive for a couple of people, that'd probably help. Because some of it seems like like Trash was saying earlier, a little bit of it is like a resource management game, right? In that I almost need to think of the characters, like I'm burning through their health as a resource specifically, I guess. And I'm basically just running out of health, even managing it well. And I think the way I was thinking of going about fixing that situation was to just give everyone more health. But I think maybe a better way to do it would be if I can get everyone to have good overdrive, then it would mean... What's up? What's this guy's deal again? I need to check. It would mean that everyone does more damage, so that... God, I'm really stumbling through this because I'm trying to think of other things as well. But I'm basically trying to say that if I can do enough damage that the point where my characters are running out of health as a resource happens after it dies, then, like, hell yeah. It says mental break would work well. Let's do that. Cool. And why not? Let's use Wartega, and hopefully it doesn't heal it. Okay, that did a decent amount of damage. Maybe I'll heal Oron. My poor guy. He's not looking so healthy. But yeah, I think maybe it's because I'm an impatient modern gamer, but there is something that pisses me off about level grinding. I just can't stand this stuff. I just find it very repetitive, I don't know. Like, I just don't find what I'm doing right now to be very entertaining outside of... But I really do think this is just because I have bad modern day attention span. Like, I think this is very much a consequence of being in current year. Because what I feel like is ultimately happening to me is that doing something like this without watching a YouTube video in the background is actively difficult. And even while streaming, which is in many ways like giving myself my own YouTube channel in the background, is not necessarily enough. God, maybe I need to run from this fight because this is not looking so good. And I really don't want to use one of my Phoenix downs, but I guess I'm gonna. I'll probably get a good amount of XP from this, so it's probably worth it. He has a lot of health though. I'd forgotten about that. I'd forgotten about the fact that this guy just has an insane amount of health. It's probably worth it. It's probably worth it. I'm probably gonna get an equivalent amount of HP, of XP even that is worthwhile. But maybe I should bust out the overdrive for this if I'm gonna be doing like a significant amount of like level grinding in general. If you're on your mind blown, there are people who have completed this game without using the sphere grid. How? For two reasons that blows my mind. Firstly, because the sphere grid is fun. I really enjoy using the sphere grid. I'll say it. I really like putting my little points into my little things. I think it's fun. So I can't imagine not doing that. Oh my god. Guess I'll heal Yuna again. Who especially enjoys the manosphere? I mean the manosphere. It's hard to say it without merging them into two words, you know? It's just really difficult not to just merge them into one word. Giving playing Hades without using any upgrades like an insane person. I was ass at Hades as well. I never got even close to beating Hades. Maybe I'll bring Kamari in and raise everybody's evasion. That might actually help. There we go. I need to finish Hades 20s too. Yeah, there you go. Enjoy the reminder. I'm so bad at Hades and I'm also so slow at it. It's fun though. But I get you. I understand that not being very good at it and finding it really rough because same. I found Hades, maybe that was my issue with Hades actually, is because it almost becomes like a I don't know, Hades started to feel like perpetual level grinding the video game, you know? And I think that's what I struggled with. Anything that just feels like repeating the same challenging thing with the goal of becoming better. I'm just not very good at the getting better part. I think if you get like 5-10 spare points, you'll find the Unalesca fight more manageable. From the quick look, I've seen at Aura and he's close to another 8 strength, which is huge. 5% on each person. Okay, that would make sense. That would make sense. And we've already had like, I think 1. Oh my god, how much health is he on? Maybe I bring Yuna back. Yeah, that's not too much. Also, Tom, I'm so sorry to just use you as a Wikipedia page right now. I feel really bad. But, so, based on your experience, or just as at a guess even, do you think that if I grind now to find the Unalesca fight more manageable, do you think that'll carry me forward to the rest of the boss fights? Or is it generally considered that I guess what I'm asking is the Unalesca boss fight kind of on a playing field equal to the boss fights after? It's just, and they're difficult in other ways? Or is the expectation that the level of like grinding you've done to be competent enough for the Unalesca fight is like step 1, and then for every fight after that there's like more grinding? That is maybe the worst way I could have phrased that. I guess my point being, I guess what I'm asking is, let's really break this down into what I'm saying. If I level grind now, will I be fine for the rest of the game? Or is there much more to come? Because if there is, that's okay. I don't like level grinding, but I like it more off stream than I do on stream. So that would be okay. I would just need to do that off stream and figure that out. Snow saying sub 13-minute runs. I can't imagine that with Hades. I was I was never good at Hades enough to do that. I wasn't even close. And by I wasn't even close, I mean like I never did a run of Hades ever. I think I probably came close like once, but not very close, not at all. I got a little hyper-focused on it back when it released. That's fair. That is very fair. I only had it on my PC. I imagine if I'd have had it on my Switch and it felt a bit more portable to me, I probably would have played it a bit more often as well. Also, hello Mint, how are you doing? Hello. I need to give you a warning right off the bat. I can't remember what I called this stream, but I think I chose a stream title of like, let's try and beat this in one go. So misleading. I did not even come close to that. I've had 3 attempts in this stream alone, and I've had to give up and level grind. I feel like if you prepared yourself to do chill off stream grinding with YouTube. Yeah, exactly. Because I find that personally like a lot more, like a lot easier to take. Like watch a video essay and just do a bunch of level grinding, I think sounds okay. That sounds fun even. I think there's even a chance where maybe what I do is I accept that I'm not beating Unalesca today, and we do a bunch of level grinding until I end the stream, and then off stream, before I stream again, I will do more level grinding, and hopefully be in a good position. If you've been running through each area without staying for XP a bit, that would explain why you're struggling. It's an old school game, and part of that was grinding levels. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like it's definitely a feature of like you say, of old school games. Like 2000s, pre-2000s, even a little after. Oh my god. You know what? I don't want to fight this guy. I actually don't want to fight this guy. I'm actually okay. I can fight some other guys and gain experience from them, actually. That's rough. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think I was running through areas too fast, but there definitely have been enemies that I have just, like, skipped. Hello. Do I see... In fact, do I see an opportunity to use an Albed potion on these guys? I think they're zombified. I think this will kill them. Or I'll just do a decent amount of damage. That's pretty cool. I'll take it. Oh, I forgot that I had Auron on 1 HP. That's not great. Oh well. How much health do they have? 2,300? Maybe another Albed potion? Yeah, I didn't run through areas, like, blindly, but, I definitely, just before the Unalesca fight, like, I remember running through this area and, what's the word, fleeing from a couple of the encounters, mainly because even at that point I was feeling so fatigued by level grinding that I definitely went into it sort of a little overconfident. I think I ran through this area with the approach of, it'll be fine, it has to be fine, I can't bring myself to level grind. I've got a green pill and a yellow pill, which one do you take? Can I answer that question? My answer would be both of them. Okay. There we go. Cool. I think Unalesca is one of the harder boss fights in the game. You just need to do a bit of grinding in the new areas to keep up with the rest. Okay, that makes sense. So, I should consider this to be a tough one, but I can't expect to, like, I do kind of have to grind a decently equivalent level of... Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Well, that's just embarrassing. I was running back to save, and I think because I'm a little anxious about saving, I hadn't done much. Oh, I say that. There's a chance that I did the big boy boss fight. I actually don't remember. This game's actually turning my brain into a mush. Yeah, I straight up can't remember. I can't remember how much I just did. Oh well. I'll just do it again. It's just, I don't know if I'm like... Maybe I'm just slow. I think I must be really slow because... Oh, there's a box. I think I must be really slow because it feels like I'm in this area and I'm finding these bosses I'm finding these enemies decently challenging. Like, these guys have just fucking steamrolled me. And yet I feel like I'm getting barely any XP out of them. Like, I don't want to use a Mega Phoenix down here. I'm just gonna run. So yeah, I don't know, it just feels weird. But I think it must just be that I'm really slow, because I feel like I'm doing these fights slowly. I'm also leaving myself in a really bad position if I get ambushed. I'm gonna run again. I actually am gonna run again. I find this fight... No, I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna switch out to Auron. I'm gonna use... Mental Break. Probably then just Cura on Kamori. Also, let me catch up a little bit. I get you though, my reading situation has been so rough. I finished 2 books in the last month and a half, and I've been reading The Count of Monte Cristo for all that time, but I finally hit the 700 page mark. So just less than 600 pages to go. Oh, that's a long book then, if you're over halfway by a bit, but still. I just desperately want to be able to do other things than read this book in every moment of free time I have. Yeah, that's very much how it feels. It's just, I really like doing things that aren't level grinding. Also, I just got so confused. Sorry, I was about to be like, oh, we unlocked new music in this area. But it's just because the spinning monkeys finally ended. Let me actually bring the real game volume back. There we go. Yeah, that's kind of how it feels. It's like, it just feels like towards this back half of the game, all I've done is the level grinding and the boss fights. And it feels like, probably just because it's endgame, it's lost some of what felt like originally variety, which is a bit exhausting. Yeah, most of, I've got the level lock on, so... Yeah, it has been pretty linear. Tom's right about that. There's been a few places where I've been able to mess around with it. There's been like a couple times that I maybe could have unlocked something and gotten a little extra or could have... There's been like a couple minor choices, but yeah, generally it's been pretty linear. And I've mostly just kind of followed the main line of it. XP split for how many people use in battles. If you want to speed up things, you can focus on leveling Titus, Auron, and one other. Yeah, that would make sense, because they are generally... It is basically only them that I use. And particularly now that I've got everyone at full overdrive, I might as well just stick to those, like, those 3. It'd be nice to get Yuna leveled up, though. Because one thing I've been thinking is, like, that Yunalesca is weak to holy magic. And if I had holy, this would be so much fucking nicer. Like, I'm so mad that I don't have holy. But it depends on your team balance, yeah. Which I kind of do. I wouldn't be too mad at this point if the team was a little unbalanced. I mean, I do think already Tidus and Auron are stronger. So I don't think it would be the end of the world if I just exacerbated that a bit. Okay. Probably need to pay more attention to what I'm doing right now, but now that I've got everyone at decently high health, I'm not thinking too hard about this fight. I just need to kill it. It has like 33,000 health, though. That's kind of an insane amount of health. Oh, I could put shield on people. Oh, I never make good calls with the... That's the thing with the overworld grinding, is like, my brain switches the hell off. I can't express how, like, head empty I get doing stuff like this. I find it so hard. Am I far from holy on Yuna? I'm quite far. If you could see my face, I'm very much, squinting in a way that inspires doubt that I am in a good position on that one. From last time I remember, I am quite far away. Like, I could level grind and get it, but that would be probably a couple hours off stream. And, like, I wish this isn't what it came down to, but I straight up don't have time. Like, generally, if I'm streaming, it's because I had time to play a game. Which is unfortunate. But yeah, it basically means that, like, for example, over the next 3 weeks, today and a little bit of Friday are my only opportunities to play this game. Which, speaking of, I think I originally said that on Friday I was going to be able to do a longer stream in the evening. That is not true. I am going to be busy Friday evening. So instead, I will probably just do level grinding off stream on Friday to make, like, any progress. 8 books behind on reading goal? Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sure you'll catch up. I'm sure that's the kind of thing that when you're in a real, like, flow of it, you'll catch straight back up. But I get it, because, I mean, I'm currently, like, 8 bosses behind the end of the game. So, you know, if we pretend that those things are roughly equivalent, which at this point I do think it's taking me an amount, like, the same amount. If anything, I think it's taking me more time to beat a boss in this game than it takes for you to read a book. But you are a fast reader, so maybe I shouldn't be too embarrassed about that. You consistently hit 75 in a year, so it's manageable, but also a challenge. Yeah, I feel like you've hit a good, like, a good compromise with that one. With something that you still get to, like, feel is a fun challenge rather than just, like, unpleasant. Miller having a life. I agree! I actually agree. I should do less things. I actually think, like, oh wow, the game is making me have to play it. Like, maybe I would be complaining less about how difficult the boss fights are if I just had less going on and I had more time to spend doing them. Maybe that's the solution. Like, I could have used Haste Gar here. What am I doing? I think it's because the Yunalesca fight has, like, mentally tricked me into thinking there are things that I can't do that I totally can. Like, I've done just enough of the Yunalesca fight that my brain is convinced that I can't use Hastegar. Okay, I'll take it. I'm not a fast reader, can't lie. I just don't do the things I enjoy and then feel bad about it. That's fair. Okay, maybe I still feel like you're decently fast. But maybe it is that, like, reading is maybe more of like a priority hobby for you. Whereas for me, reading often falls behind. Like, reading falls so far down the list. It's crazy. Reading's probably like a level 5 priority category at this point for me. I don't even know anymore. Let's swap out with Riku and try and mug again. And I think I am a fast reader, it's just I never read. I don't have time to level grind. I really don't have time to read. That better give me a fucking level up. Okay, thank God. And I'm running straight back. This game is not going to take that away from me. I earned those sphere levels, and I'm going to run all the way up these stairs to make sure I keep it. There we go. Okay. Yep, okay, so that's the increased strength. What else is Auron close to? So Auron is near... More agility, that'd be nice, because he's pretty slow, actually. More strength. More defense. More magic defense. Okay, so... He's pretty close to a few useful things. Riku is also pretty close to... Honestly, even just a health upgrade is good for her. And then who's... Where is this? Okay. Then she gets sent all the way up here. Oh, and then she gets sent... This is such a weird path. Okay, then she gets sent down, like, the normal magic path. That is interesting. That is interesting. Okay. There are also some things I could use that are, like... Here. HP Spear. Turns an empty node into a HP node. Return to any previously activated node. Oh, is there anyone that would be useful for? Because, okay, so here's the thing. Holy is... Oh my god, I want to say it's, like, so far away. Holy is there. So even if I went round this way, that would still take me fucking forever. So, yeah, Yuna's not getting Holy anytime soon. I've kind of closed her off from that potential. Do I know I'm not a fast reader? I am a fast reader. I'm a slow picker up of the books and open them. Am I missing something? Could I get there quicker? Am I missing something? Please tell me. Please tell me I could get there quicker. Please. Please tell me I'm so blind and there's a so much quicker route. At the very least, Curaga would be pretty cool. Regen? Unfortunately not. Oh, tragic. Okay, that's okay. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. I'm also gonna save because I can't be bothered to have to do that again. But yeah, I think if I'm being realistic, if I'm being honest with myself, the rest of today's stream is gonna be level grinding. Oh wait. Hello, that's the punchline. Wait, the punchline is that I'm blind? Cool. Yeah, I feel like I made my own secondary punchline there. The punchline being that it takes me so long to read things. Like, I proved that I'm a slow reader because it took me so long to read that by the time I got to it, I had mentally lost the connection between that and the subsequent line. I'm actually so slow at reading that by the time I finish a sentence, I can't remember, and I start the next one, I actually just can't remember what the first one was. Never change. Believe me, I will not. Oh, you'd love to see me change. It will not be happening. Okay. Let's just mug these guys, honestly. I can't be bothered to do anything more interesting. They're only zombies anyway. Oh, I guess they can inflict zombie on me, but I'm used to that. I don't really care about that anymore. Holy would make this Unalesca fight 5 times easier, but you're very far away, yeah. It would be so nice. Because as far as I'm aware, Holy does like over 9,000 damage to her. That would be delightful. That would be so nice to know that on a given turn I could do that much to her. But yeah, it's generally not been working out that much in my favor. That's okay. More strength for Tidus is pretty neat. Tidus actually isn't far off quick hit. I don't know what that is, but I guess I'll learn.
9,000.
9,000 and what? Spit it out. Spit it out. Oh, I hate being ambushed. Oh. He's stupid. Cool. Okay. Let's increase everybody's evasion. I got distracted, sorry if you had to redo a boss. Hey, no worries. No worries. I can't remember. I think I may have redone the boss and then given up and now I'm level grinding. For the foreseeable future. But that's okay, because it definitely sounds like I didn't... Like, I'm level grinding as a consequence of my own actions. Like, I'm level grinding now because I skipped a lot of fights previously. So that's okay. Oh, let's just use Demi. It's 32 MP, but she has so many. I'm showing my age with the memes I'm referencing. Hey, everyone knows over 9,000. Everyone knows that one. That little tidbit. Maybe I used haste. Yeah, okay, I'm using haste gut. I have suddenly remembered that that's a thing I can do. Cool. I could use Demi again, or I could switch into Yuna, who I do need to level up anyway. Honestly, I'm gonna hit Auron with a protect. Why not? My favorite example of I think very shortly after I was mentally introduced to the concept of over 9,000, there's a hit. I used to be a very big fan of like anime abridged series on YouTube, and I say used to be, like I still a little bit am. Some of them have just aged maybe as badly as a thing can possibly age. So not so much of those ones, but there's a person that makes used to make a British series called like Purple Eyes WTF, and he made a very specific joke in one of his abridged episodes where a character is wearing the like Dragon Ball power scanner over his face but upside down, and then someone asks about his power level and the character says it's 6,000, no, says it's 1,006, and the joke is that because it's upside down he's reading the number 9,001, which is over 9,000. And I really like that joke. Maybe it's maybe one of the top 10 jokes that does not hold up to being read out, like being recalled and spoken out loud. But like, picture it in your head and you'll realize it's really good. Picture in your head, the bit is that it's upside down. Is converting from 2.7k to 3.2. Yeah, I'm feeling it. This fight is feeling easier. It'd be nice to go into the Yunalesca fight feeling confident. Because every attempt that it takes me that I don't beat it, I go into the next one feeling like the most pathetic, sodden, wet, sopping wet kitten of a person.
No time to waste. Let's go.
Yeah, I get it. I know what you're saying. Okay, variable mog. What this game is doing to me. Oh! That's nice. That's actually very nice for Lulu. That is a healthy position for Lulu to be in. I also think, let's get Yuna. I think I am gonna use that HP sphere. And I'm gonna get her a little bit of HP. Could anyone else do with some more HP? I could make Auron even tankier, but I can see a world where I make Tidus a little healthier. Honestly, fuck it. He's gonna be so healthy, he won't even know what hit him. Also, I have a return sphere. Is there anywhere I could have ever gone that would have been useful, but, like, I missed out? I could have gone down here, but that wouldn't have been that useful. I could have gotten... There's, like, a couple of times I could have increased his strength, and I just didn't for some reason. Okay. There's a level 1 lock here that would be pretty good. But not... Maybe not especially. And then there's a level 2 lock, but that takes him into Auron's. Okay, okay. Okay, I think I'm good. This is fine. Right, let's go with the old special. Increase evasion. There we go. I'm not trying to ridicule you. I just want to make you aware of how far behind you are and why you find this so hard. In a playthrough I started recently, I've just got Bahamut and Lulu's 5 spheres away from Faraga. Damn, I got Bahamut a while ago and Lulu is like only just in that position now. No, but I promise, Tom, I'm not taking it as any offense. I really do mean that. Like, if anything, it's kind of reassuring to know that this is kind of just a consequence of being a bit underleveled and behind in the game. Honestly, it's so much nicer to hear that and hear that actually, like, the position the game kind of wants you in is a position that I'm, like, currently underleveled for. That is so much better than I've been doing things badly. like I guess to some degree it like kind of means that, but I don't know. It makes me I guess the thing I'm particularly sensitive about with games is whether I've made bad choices in a boss fight. Like, if in a boss fight I lose and it's because I made bad choices, I will feel like more emotional about that, I guess. But if I made good choices in the fight, I just previously made the bad choice to skip a couple of things, that's fine with me. I don't mind that. Because if the outcome is just, I wanted to skip level grinding, but I can't. Like, if the outcome is that a thing I tried to skip, you can't skip. You kind of have to go through that process. And I'm just learning that now, that's okay. That's fine with me. Oh my god, stop killing Auron. What did my poor guy ever do to you? He just wants to kill you. What's so wrong with that? What's so bad? Okay, there we go. And then we just bring him back to life. Probably to get Haymakered again, but if we're only using MP, so what? Oh, that's fine. Okay. Let's use one of Titus's a billion turns to bring Una back. Have I ever played a Final Fantasy game before? This is my first Final Fantasy game. So I've seen playthroughs of the Final Fantasy VII Remake series, and I've seen a playthrough of Final Fantasy IX. But aside from that, yeah, this is the first Final Fantasy game that I'm playing. It's also like, I don't want to make anyone feel like I don't want anyone to take anything from this, but this is probably the oldest game I have played. I could be lying through my teeth, but like I pretty much think that's true. So there's a certain amount of like my unfamiliarity with the baseline qualities of this kind of game of this age that maybe I should give myself a little bit of leeway for. Let's heal Auron up a bit. But yeah, it's not my first turn-based RPG though. Which is maybe a qualifier that by saying in the first place raises some alarm bells. But I, like, before this, I've played Yakuza Like a Dragon. And that's kind of it. Oops. Oh my god, why is Auron so delayed? Get him hasted. Why does haste never take? Yeah, I've played Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon. That's kind of it. That was kind of my first time playing a game even close to similar to this. So at his wife's request... I'm assuming that's Monsieur. Monsieur de Villefort was the first to make a move to depart. He offered Madame Danglars a place in his landau so that his wife could look after her. As for Monsieur Danglars, he paid no attention to what was going on, being engrossed in a most absorbing conversation about industrial matters with Monsieur Cavalcanti. While Monte Cristo was asking Madame de Villefort for her flask, he had noticed Monsieur de Villefort go over to Madame Danglars, and judging by the situation... I hate how the characters all referred to by title and first name in this book, like, oh, what is this? I was gonna say, that makes it very, like, mentally, I was struggling to pass that. It doesn't help that I'm unfamiliar with, like, French titles, so... my ability to distinguish between, like, Madame and Monsieur is minimal. No wonder this book is taking a while. I think it would be taking me a while to read too if that was the kind of, like, prose structure I was working with. There we go. Honestly, just cure herself a little. There we go. Don't worry about it. If you don't have any experience or knowledge, that's to be expected that you might struggle or just learn, right? Yeah, no, that's a very lovely way to look at it. I think I definitely put more pressure on myself to be immediately comfortable with good behavioral procedures for this kind of game. But I've definitely learned a lot. Like, I do feel like if I went into a different Final Fantasy game, or even just a different game of this era, I think I would feel a lot more committed to level grinding at, like, other points. I zoned out for a moment and randomly heard Miller reciting old literature. Yeah, I mean, I can recite more if you'd like. I have my copy of Frankenstein roughly to hand. And by roughly to hand, I mean like 2 meters to my left. My copy of Frankenstein has a shit ton of notes in it because it was a book that I studied at A-level, which means that it is just full of paper. Like, I wrote my notes in the book in pencil, which means that they're quite faded nowadays, actually, but yeah. Could you read a page but only the first word of each line? Yeah, go on. This guy can hold still, own it. There it is. Sorry, I lost it for a second because I forgot how the alphabet worked. My bookshelf is alphabetical and I just forgot where the letter S is. Okay. A page but only the first word of each line. I will, but actually, so this book is about 270 pages. Corvus, you may select the page without knowing what it is, and then I will read a page but only the first word of each line. Page 123. Okay, give me a moment. I will get straight to that. At least I feel like I'm getting this fight against this little guy, like, so down. Definitely feel like I know what I'm doing against him now. Okay. Page 123. Easily. Right, let's find it. I'm gonna be so upset if this is like an empty page. Nope, we're good. High respected, he and chosen, absolutely friends, hideously nature upon injury looked monster, whom I inflicted increased my hunger, of when sometimes that pain understand, gentle shut, which and becoming, and for conversation, unhappy other herd children, thee. I hope that was what you wanted. I hope that was as unpassable as it sounded. Yeah, that was page 123 of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I'm here all week. Interruptions in a clip and quote it because I love that. Yeah, it was fun to read. I'll give it that. That was more fun than I thought it was gonna be. Maybe I understand why people do blackout poetry now. This is the whole book. And essentially, the whole plot is just the interperson drama between 3 generations of these 2 families in Monte Cristo. I don't know how fun that sounds to me. But then again, other than Frankenstein, I generally don't do very well with older books. Like... I'm trying to think of an example. I tried to read, oh, I can't remember the name of it now. Oh, it's a very old... I can't remember. I tried to read a book one time that's just a very old book, like an 1800s book, and it was so fucking boring and difficult to read. I gave up very quickly. Okay, with Protect, they actually survive Haymaker, which is crazy. There we go. Is that by any chance the scene where Victor finds the creature in the little mountain hut? Let's have a look. Oh my god. How did you... Trash, how did you know? It's the scene where the Frankenstein's creature is essentially has escaped from Frankenstein. Okay, so I think Frankenstein's creature is recounting to Frankenstein how when he escaped Frankenstein, he ran off into the woods and he had no idea what was going on, and he found a hut and he went and he hid in the hut, and while he was hiding in there were a couple, I think, called like Felix and Safi, and these 2 people read each other books and were very classy, and lots of reading and stuff about that. And basically the creature observes the people living in this hut and he's like, oh, I'm a monster and they're really cool. It's also how the book explains that Frankenstein's monster like became so fluent and well-spoken is basically because he was getting educated by these people or something. And how they explain the whole thing. And yeah, the creature is like, I'm horrible. In fact, let me find a quote. Was I then a monster, a blot upon the earth, from which all men fled and whom all men disowned? Now that goes hard. I think Frankenstein the book goes hard, goes crazy. And I've always said that. I fucking love quotes from Frankenstein. One of my favorites is like towards the end of the book. And I always really struggle to find it, and I don't think I'm gonna find it now, but it's like, yeah. So it's basically when... So Frankenstein the book is... And I'm really sorry if you know Frankenstein really well, and I am butchering this right now based off of my memory. But Frankenstein the book is there's this guy called Walton, and he's exploring the Antarctic, and he finds this crazed man, and this crazed man says, I'm Frankenstein, I made a monster, I'm gonna tell you about it, and I'm hoping that by learning about how horrible my monster was, you learn that you shouldn't pursue science too hard if it goes against nature. And then Frankenstein tells Walton his tale, and Walton's conclusion is, oh fuck, maybe I shouldn't be exploring the Antarctic, maybe some things are better left unknown. Except you can tell that Walton thinks that's a bit of a cop-out and that he's kind of pissed off about it. And one of my favorite quotes from the book is his, like, I guess his letter, his diary entry, I can't remember, on the day that he decides that he's cancelling this expedition and everyone's just going home. And he says, the die is cast, I have consented to return if we are not destroyed. Thus are my hopes blasted by cowardice and indecision. I come back ignorant and disappointed. It requires more philosophy than I possess to bear this injustice with patience. And I think that's lit. There's something about the phrasing of that, like, acknowledging that it's cowardice. Oh, it's so fun. I come back ignorant and disappointed? Hell yeah. You said it, not me. I don't know if I could even reread Frankenstein though, because it's such an old book. And old books are difficult to read. I'll say it. They're way harder to read than a book from the past 10, 20 years. And I think I would actively struggle trying to reread Frankenstein. But on the other hand, it's a very, in fact, hold on. Oh my god. It's a very good book. Okay, there we go. Now if I'm ambushed, I won't fucking die. Back of your head still hurts a bit to touch? Bright, I'm so sorry. Did you get like a bruise then? When you hurt your head? Is it like lumpy? I hope it's healing up mostly okay though. But still, that sucks. As I've never actually looked into it, how did Shelley actually choose the name Frankenstein? I do not know. I have no idea. I don't know if it was just a... Because where's he supposed to be from? Isn't he supposed to be from, like, Switzerland or something? I think he grew up in Geneva or something. So I think maybe Mary Shelley just thought that it was a... I don't know. Like a classic Swiss name. Oh, also, I mean, I just feel like the thing with the book Frankenstein is that you can flick to literally any page and you're gonna get, like, a lit quote. Like this one here. Destiny was too potent, and her immutable laws had decreed my utter and terrible destruction. Tell me that isn't, like, so hard a line. That's so good. It does help, admittedly, that because this copy has so many notes in it. Actually, a lot of them are in pen. I didn't even realize, because it has so many notes in pen and highlighter. I mean, hold on. I don't think I look as red anymore. I'll come back. So because it has so many quotes in like pen and highlighter, it means that wherever I flick a page open to, it's kind of easy to find where the good stuff is. Yeah, I'm running out of them now, but I'm moving on. Right, okay. I made a weirdo guy and he bummed me out so much I just wanted to go home. Probably a bruise. Not lumpy though, that's good. So just a minor concussion. That sucks though. So funny. I don't know if it was funny. It was probably a little funny. You fell out the bath, hit your head on the door. You unlocked the door so toads could access you in case you pass out or seize. Sorry, I nearly read that as sneeze. And then I just started vomiting and shouting for help between breaths. Right, I'm sure looking back, it has to be funny. And I'll give you that. But I'm sorry, that sounds awful. I can't not say it sounds awful. Having not lived it, having not, like, experienced the funny sides. I'm sorry, that sounds awful. I'm sorry that that happened. I know accidents like a fall like that can just happen whenever. But it's scary. I'm really glad that you're okay. And that you weren't, like, properly hurt and that you're feeling better now. Because that stresses me out. And if that stresses me out, having not even lived it, I can only imagine. Oh my god, okay. I'm like mentally losing track of where I've been running back and where I haven't. Okay. I can probably handle one more before running back, actually. Yeah, you did get off really lucky. That could have been a lot worse, and I'm really glad that it wasn't. Never slip in the bath. Bad idea. But it's so hard to avoid, even with like a... I've never slipped in the bath, but I know that it like is increasingly, like, the older you get, it's a scarier concept. Okay, switch to Lulu. Raise everybody's evasion. Haste Gar. Maybe switch back to Yuna. And then pop those protects on everyone. Yeah, I don't have baths very often though, admittedly. I don't have time for a bath. It's mainly showers. You know how when you're in an accident of some kind, time feels like it slows? I remember when time slowed I was falling, I thought my head is gonna crack open like an egg. And then time resumed at normal speed and bang, fucking hurt. Yeah, that's scary! That's really scary. But God, I'm really glad you're okay. Because yeah, a very scary, very hit or miss situation that I'm glad you got lucky. But it sucks because I feel like you can't control having a slip, you know? That's not really a thing you get to decide whether it happens or not. And I think that's scary. Oh my god, I need to... Have I done mental break? I think I feel like I'm having a mental break. Okay, there we go. That helps. That's fine, and let's pop a protect on Titus as well while we're at it. Yeah, I wish I could bring myself to reread Shakespeare. Shakespeare? Frankenstein. I actually don't want to reread Shakespeare. I've not read much Shakespeare and I'm kind of good with what I've done. No more. I'm all full. I filled up on the way here. I am actually. I'm done with Shakespeare.
So, how shall we do this?
I'll take like a modern retelling of a Shakespeare play as a movie, but that's kind of all I need. I love Shakespeare's big hit Frankenstein. It went down really well at the Globe Theatre. They loved it there. They loved that tale of hubris. And mad science. They loved it. I do enjoy that I'm done with Shakespeare as a quote. Sounds like he did something specifically to piss me off. He didn't, as far as I'm aware. I've never met the guy. Because he's dead. Speaking of Globe Theatre, I'm so hyped for Doctor Who this year. Doctor Who was good. I liked the first episode of the new season the other week, and I'm very much looking forward to the next few episodes. I'm definitely noticing, I know that I'm using cheer a lot as well, but I'm definitely noticing that Auron is hitting way harder, and I'm enjoying it. This seems like a decent area to level grind, to be honest. Read my silly message? I will. I will. Hold on. Let me save. This is a good time. Scroll back up and catch up. Oh, your opinion on reading classics or any challenging book is that you read so much that you should actively be challenging yourself from time to time and get enjoyment from that challenge. That's fair! And hence the decision to read Monte Cristo. That's fair. I get that and I see that. I feel like with any hobby, sometimes... And I'm aware this is very hypocritical to say, considering that I've been wowing so much about playing this game. But I feel like it's a good thing to challenge your brain and force it to deal with things that it occasionally finds difficult. And a good way to do that is to do it via a thing you do overall like. Sometimes that's with a book, and sometimes that is with playing a 25-year-old game that hates you and wishes you were dead. The bit where Victor describes his professor he doesn't like is the Angel's Destruction. He's so edgy. He's so edgy. He's lit. Frankenstein's just a really good book. And I'm really glad that I have... Like, I'm really glad that I have this copy that I took all these notes in. I really am. This thing's falling apart though. Like, some pages I open up and they are opening up so easily and so flat. That's not a good thing. That means that I have clearly opened up to chapter 5 very often. Ooh, probably because of this line. Okay. Blah blah blah. I had worked hard for nearly 2 years for the sole purpose of infusing life into an inanimate body. For this I had deprived myself of rest and health. I had desired it with an ardor that far exceeded moderation. But now that I had finished, the beauty of the dream vanished, and breathless horror and disgust filled my heart. Like, ooh, that's so good. That's so good. Someone should tell Mary Shelley that she cooked with this one. She wrote a pretty good book. But yeah, like, chapter 5 is he makes the monster. He makes it, it wakes up. He finds it so disgusting that he runs away. And then when he goes back, he, like, the creature escapes. And then he's like, that's fine. I just won't think about it then. I'll just pretend that didn't happen. But then that's the bit where the creature escapes and then goes and, like, hides in those people's house, and then the creature learns that people are good and that relationships are good, and then the creature is like, Frankenstein, you gotta make me a partner. Like, you've gotta make a wife for me because I feel lonely and I learned that human connection is important and I want that. And then Frankenstein is like, okay, you disgust me, you freak, but I'll do it. And then he starts doing it, and he makes it to, like, basically just the point where he's about to make, like, a creature for his creature. And he's like, no, actually, I think what I did was too fucked up to do again, so I'm not gonna do it. Which is obviously a stupid fucking mistake. In many ways, because then the creature is like, you would deprive me of this, you forced me to be alive, you've made me a freak, and then you also won't let me, like, have anyone. You'll just force me to be alive and make it so that no one likes me ever. And then Frankenstein's like, yeah, I'll do that. And then I think his creature is like, well, that pisses me off. I don't think you deserve nice things either. I'll be with you on your wedding night. And then, said as very much a threat. And then on his wedding night, Frankenstein leaves his bride alone and then she gets killed. Because, funnily enough... Oh, fuck. There we go. Yeah, because funnily enough, he left his bride alone on the night that his vengeance-filled creature said that he would be with him. I do feel like as a person that reads 70 plus books a year, I shouldn't just read head empty fun books. Like, I'm looking for actual fulfillment in that hobby. That's very fair. You gotta mix it up. When you're reading that many books a year, I feel like there's room for there to be some head empty fun and then some, like, challenge. There's room for a bit of everything. I don't read very often, so I tend to stick to my silly head empties, but I do wish sometimes I deviated from my norm. Oh, I need to remember I can't let that guy be the last guy standing because he gets mad. Frankenstein is so good. Frankenstein's the kind of book where, like, I enjoyed reading it in school so much. Like, I actively feel so grateful that that was a book I got to read and study. Like, that was so worth it. Okay, they're on very similar amounts of health. Okay, suddenly everyone is doing a pretty hefty amount of damage. Maybe I was severely underleveled. Perhaps. The perspective of Frankenstein as a father to the creature is so fascinating. Yeah. And definitely just the idea that, like, I don't know. I just like how much there is in that book that is... It feels like it's outright saying, did Frankenstein actually disobey the laws of nature and become punished? Or was he a negligent father and that was the thing he got wrong? And I feel like that's why I like that quote at the end with Walton where he's like, you know, blasted by cowardice, I'm returning, like, disappointed. Because I feel like it's supposed to make you be like, maybe the discovering the thing isn't the problem. Maybe you just need to be sure that you're gonna do the right thing with that. Frankenstein didn't necessarily do the wrong thing creating the creature, and I feel like the book feels that. It's just that once he'd made the creature, he was an asshole about it. And he was bad at it. The issue isn't that he made something unnatural, it's that he did something, and then he didn't follow through, and he was shit. And I think that's fun. Frankenstein is a dick. It's like, I get it. He, like... The book presents it that basically he became so obsessed with the idea of, can he do this? Like, could he do this science? That he did it, and then he was like, oh yeah, no, I'm actually really scared. And he was very much, you know, I feel like there is an argument that maybe it is the wrong thing. And it wasn't just he was a bad dad. But he is also kind of an asshole. I do fundamentally think that when someone threatens you by implying that they will be there on your wedding night, I think the last thing you should do is just wander off for some fresh air and leave your wife alone. Like, I don't know. That just kind of feels like maybe like step one on the don't make bad decisions scale. The concept of abandoning something you've brought into this world and given life because of the horror of the result of your actions is someone living and with emotions. Yeah, and then like not following through in any way to bring, you know, to bring the thing you've brought to life joy because you disagree with its existence. I should reread it. I'd be really interested to reread my notes as well. Like, obviously most of my notes are things that my teacher at A-level said to me that I then wrote down, but I think there are probably a few notes in there that are kind of fun to read. Like, I wasn't always boring with my notes. Sometimes I added in little sillies. Can't think of any right now, but you know, gotta be some of them in there. I mean, this page is pretty full with stuff. At least a little bit of that has got to be silly. Surely. Okay. Ooh, no, I nearly attacked. That would have been bad. There we go. God, Frank's kind of a dickhead. He is! He actually is. Because, so like, the context, his creature is born, is confused, is kind of depicted as like a child, like literally brought into the world, doesn't know what's going on, is immediately abandoned by his father. The creature then runs off into the woods and by chance happens to essentially like, he basically like lives in the attic of like a really lovely couple. It's like they don't have a lot of money, but they love each other so much. They read to each other, they're taking care of each other. They're really cute. And he basically learns really good English and he learns like political ideas. He basically goes to university in this couple's attic. And then I think he wants to introduce himself to the couple. He's like, I feel like I've learned so much from them, I'm so grateful. I will introduce myself to them. And when he tries to introduce himself to them, they're like, oh, what is that? And they basically just get scared. So he runs away from them and he's like, okay, I'm fundamentally fucked up. I am genuinely, it doesn't matter how I talk, it doesn't matter what I think. I am too fucked up. The only way I ever have any semblance of a connection to another living thing is if I go find my creator and I make him do it again. And then he goes to Frankenstein and he basically says all this. He's like, listen to me talk. I know what I'm talking about. I'm an alive person. I just want a companion. Help me out. And then Frankenstein's like, no, this is evil, which I think is kind of stupid. Oh wait, hold on. No, I was wrong. I was briefly convinced that I had a couple sphere points for Titus, but that was not true. There we go. Anyone else? Okay, no, that is everyone. Right. I think that today's stream has gotten away from me, and I should probably end the stream soon. So I think I'm gonna do this fight. I should probably quieten down because I think I'm probably getting a little loud for a work night. And yeah, I will end the stream shortly. I've mostly had fun today. I have. I feel like even saying I've mostly had fun makes it sound worse than it is. I have had fun. I think today was maybe just the cold but true reality that I need to do some level grinding. But I've genuinely enjoyed doing level grinding today. Is that because I've been dissociating and thinking about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein instead? Like a little. A little, but it doesn't mean it's not true. Could use some of your HP spheres on Titus and Auron, why not? Hell yeah. I would be down to buff Auron up in particular. Even more. Because he's already pretty healthy, but I've never seen any harm in making a person more healthy. I don't see how that could be a bad thing. Franken Rumble helped. Thinking about Frankenstein is a good coping mechanism for this game, I think. There we go. Let's just heal Titus up a bit. I just went through my replies on Twitter to find a thing I said recently about Bride of Frankenstein, and basically I think the creature wants a wife to suffer with him, which is Shelley criticizing the men around her, viewing women as being created for them and wanting companionship, but being indifferent to women's suffering. I think that makes sense. I can't remember what, but there's some... there's definitely some line that I remember that is like... There's definitely some line that I remember that is something to do with as the creature... Like, either when the creature is requesting this wife, it's definitely... Yeah. I am alone and miserable. Man will not associate with me, but one as deformed and horrible as myself would not deny herself to me. my companion must be of the same species and have the same defects, this being you must create. Like, it's definitely... She's going to be miserable too, and therefore will have to love me. Which is... yucky. Like, I'm not saying the creature's perfect, but the creature's first, like, run of being alive is really rough. Like, I feel like it's very reasonable that the creature came to the conclusion of, like, I don't want to be alone forever and this is the only way I can do it. However, very Victor-like. Victor and his weird relationship with his, sister/wife. Okay. I have fought enough of this guy today. I'm ready to be done with him. Let's go with Blizzaga, why not? That does a decent amount. And the way the creature becomes just like Victor, he wants life to be created for his whims, but doesn't care for the quality of the life which is created. Because ultimately the life of the romantic man is a solitary one. The whole book is just so beautifully complex and I love it. Yeah. It was maybe my favourite book at A-level that I studied. Just because I don't remember a lot of it now, and I haven't really kept up the kind of brain skills that help me analyze books like that. But I remember when I had those skills, and when I was reading the book, there just always felt like there was more to unpack. And it was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed at A-level reading books and picking them apart. And I don't really, like, those skills are so unused nowadays. But they were nice while I had them. Oh, shoot. Okay, I think I've ran out of the HP spheres. I think I may have used them on other people. However, there is an MP sphere, which could be good for someone. But maybe I'll leave it for now. I think what I will do for now is I will save the game. And I will... There's a chance that, especially with everyone at max overdrive right now, there's a chance that if I went and did the Unalesca fight now, I would be able to beat it. However, I've been live for 3 hours and I could do with getting some rest. Flint and Steel. Chicken Jockey. I am Steve. I feel more capable of analysing it now than when I read it at 17, but then I read a lot more now than I did back then, yeah. Which is, I think it's interesting just how much actively reading kind of, you know, there's like a certain amount of passive those skills that you get from reading a lot. And then I think you also do a lot more like thinking about what you're reading, Tress. Like a lot of what I read nowadays, I read and I'm like, oh cool, nice, and then I move on. I still think you're actively thinking about what you're reading in a way that helps build those skills up, but I do think that when I used to read a lot more, I had a baseline better amount of like comprehension of what I was reading. And I really enjoyed it. Like I still like reading, but I think I like it as more of a like shallow, like there's the surface level as an entertainment source, I guess. But yeah, right. I lied about being able to stream on Friday. It turns out that the plans I thought I had for Saturday are for Friday. So I might stream again tomorrow. No, there's no way. Okay, so because I need to do some more level grinding, I think I'm going to keep that off stream. I will probably do some level grinding in this game tomorrow and Friday. There's a chance then that I stream on Friday, kind of in the morning, but I will post an announcement in my Discord if I'm going to do that, because I'm aware it's very different from my normal routine. But yeah, for now, this might be my last stream for a little bit, because I'm busy over the next couple of weeks. So there is a very real chance that this is my last stream until like early May, which is quite a gap, but hopefully between now and my next stream, I will get in some level grinding. So at the very least, hopefully, the next few streams of this game should go a little faster because I should be at a better position. But yeah, until then, thank you all for hanging out today. Thank you all for putting up with the Frankenstein rant and for a little bit of gamer rage that I had going on earlier. Yeah, in case I'm not back until May, enjoy the rest of your April. Enjoy your long weekend if you have one. And yeah, until then, XOXO, go piss, girl.